Hello, fire signs. It's good to see you. Oh, I'm so excited. This is a tarot card reading. Oh, and I'm Aviva Tamar. Let's do this. Oh, fire signs. We're going to see what we can do about September. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to give a general reading to all the fire signs, just give you like an overall general energy for September for all y'all. And then each of you is going to get a 10-minute reading in the, what are those things called? I keep wanting to call them links. They're not. They're kind of links. Timestamps. Thank you. Cheese and crackers. Timestamps. They're down below. So go ahead and do that for your sign after I get through this little reading. Or you can go now. But I'd like it if you'd stay for this little reading first and then you can jump to your sign. Okay? Okay. All right. So let's do that. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a card from my Illustrated Herbiary by Maya Toll. And this is going to give you a little bit of guidance for September. It's going to give us like a ritual. Okay, and these are all based off of plants, and I love them. I do indeed. Okay, what I'm looking for is like an actionable item, something that you can do as like a ritual over and over again throughout September to like recenter yourself. Okay, so it's like, and it's going to give us a sense of the overall energy for the fire signs for the month of September. Here we go. All right, we have two. We have raspberry, which is create space. Okay, and that's about, creating a physical space wherein you may recenter yourself, come back to who you are and what you enjoy, okay? And then we have Valerian, release rigidity. So we have create space and release rigidity. And I am just gonna read from the book here for you, the little blurb. Raspberry. So raspberry is create space. It's related to rose. Let's see. Okay, so the ritual here is nurturing space within yourself often begins with a physical space and a structured experience of it. That structured space allows us to enjoy a regular ritual of reflection and holding space for new energy and ideas. Your structured space needn't be large or expensive to create. It simply needs to be yours. What might this look like? It will depend on you. What makes you feel the most comfortable? Envision if money were no object. Start there and work your way backwards, okay? If money were no object, what kind of relaxation space would you create for yourself? What element are you starting with? Are you starting with water, a warm bath? Are you starting with earth, like a comfortable, cozy place? Fire, a fireplace. Like, think of the element that starts your relaxation process and then kind of add on to it, and then also envision that ultimate space and create from that vision, if that makes any sense. Does that make sense? Do what works for you, do what feels right for you, and remember, it doesn't even have to be like a special space. It can be like in your car. You create a little space in your car where you can just chill and vibe out, and that's fine. That's totally fine. It could be like a little corner of your room. It could be a space in your kitchen, whatever. Whatever makes you feel the most comfortable and centered, do what feels right for you. And here are some reflection questions around that, okay? Is there a room in your mind and heart? Or is there room for you in your mind and heart? Or are your thoughts filled with the needs and schedules of others? Do you have guilt or other toxic thoughts popping up when you contemplate claiming space for yourself? Are you fearful of taking up too much space intellectually or physically, emotionally? Examine that a little bit. So that's your first little ritual. The first thing you got to do, fire signs, is just create a physical space wherein you may recenter yourself, like I said in the beginning, and ask yourself these questions on a regular basis during September. Am I afraid of speaking up? because I'm afraid of taking up too much space, because I'm afraid of being too much. Okay. Fire signs, y'all have a lot of energy. You tend towards having a lot of energy. You tend towards having strong opinions. Okay. Even if you're introverted, okay, you can still tend towards having strong opinions, having something to say, and holding yourself in because you feel like you'll take up too much space if you decide to speak up. So I just want you to kind of let go of that fear a little bit by creating a space where you can just be yourself and do you. Okay, so do that. The other thing is valerian. Okay. The ritual here is rest. And again, the quality is release rigidity. So I'm thinking limp noodles need to relax. Valerian wants only one thing from you, an afternoon nap. Especially if you have the idea that naps are lazy, languorous, or too luxurious for you to indulge in. Ooh, is there guilt around resting and making space for yourself and doing the self-care stuff? Find a sunny spot and curl up for 10 to 20 minutes, which is the ideal length of time for napping because it allows your body to deeply relax without your mind dropping into REM sleep. That's amazing. Okay, so your task during September, my fire signs, is to just relax a little bit more. It looks like you need to rest. Shame is the feeling you get when you behave in a way that's antithetical to your ideals. We've all experienced big shames, necessary learning moments that allow us to fine-tune our moral compass. But when we allow our thinking to become overly rigid or self-righteous, we create a million corrosive small shames. Think about when you last felt ashamed. What ideal did you not quite live up to? Looking back, was your shame attached to unnecessarily rigid thinking? Is there a way to be kinder while still being true to yourself? I mean, both of these cards are about being true to yourself and making space for yourself and kind of relaxing into yourself rather than pushing to be the person you think you're supposed to be. Does that make sense? It feels like Thor at the end of, I think it was Endgame. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not an expert in these things. It's just like a mild interest. But yeah, it feels like Thor at the end of those Marvel movies where he's all like chunky and stuff and just doing his thing. He's like, I don't want to be in charge of stuff. I just want to do me and drink beer. Like straight up. This feels like what Thor did. He made space for himself, although he did it through shame. You probably shouldn't do it from that space. I'm just feeling like you need to kind of relax into yourself a little bit. You need to be okay with being kind of lackadaisical. I hope that's correct. Lackadaisical. So yeah, that's the thing. So how about this? How about we're going to grab a Wild Offering Oracle card really quick, and then we'll jump into the actual readings. I'm sorry, I'm like taking up so much time. So, Wild Offering Oracle, how can fire signs create space for themselves and relax into themselves in the month of September? How can we help the fire signs relax into themselves in the month of September? Let's help those fire signs relax into themselves in the month of September. Fire signs, relax into yourselves in the month of September. Ooh, that's a lot of cards. I only want one, please. One, please, Ganesha. Ooh, thank you. Okay. Companionship. When you fully bless and embrace your aloneness, you're ready for the ones who are meant to be with you. May I welcome this solitude, knowing it will open the way for all healthy relationships. You got to welcome your solitude. Okay, guys, there's a spell I know, and you can choose to do this, or you can choose not to do this, but I'm just going to put this out for the y'all. Wow, out there for y'all. Words. Turn off all electronics, like unplug everything, turn off your phone, all that. Draw all the curtains, lock all your doors and windows, okay? Create a dark, solitary space. And tell yourself, I could go get the book. but I'm not gonna give you exact words to say, but tell yourself in your own words. This time is for me and no one else, and I'm gonna do what I want to do, and no one else can come in here. Okay. Essentially, just say it in your own words. Okay. But essentially, say that to yourself. This is my time for me, and no one else is allowed in this space. No one can interrupt my time. And give yourself a timer somewhere, 3 hours. Chisel out this time for yourself. I know that some of us are very busy, but I'm telling you, it's worth it. Take 3 hours. Do the whole 3 hours. I'm not kidding. Do the whole 3 hours. Do it one time in September. Do this one spell one time in September. And trust me, you will feel a lot better about just being alone in general, because it forces you away from your electronics and the other distractions that keep you from thinking. Because even if you decide to sit down and read a book, you cannot stop your brain from acting up. It's going to happen. You're just going to be forced to face the whatever feelings are holding you back from being comfortable with your aloneness. And do trust me, once you are comfortable with your aloneness, the people that are supposed to be with you do come along. Oh, yeah, they definitely do. Okay, so that is the general message for all the fire signs in the month of September. I'm very excited for y'all. On the bottom of the deck is Tulsi. That is, you are sacred. All right. Just a little note, if you're still here. Okay, Aries, let's do this. Aries, I'm feeling the Luminous Spirit Tarot for you. Don't ask me why, I just am. It's a pretty deck, I don't know, like, what the ratio is of male to female viewers and what decks are preferred. I just do what feels right. I'm gonna be real. I literally only have 100 subscribers, which I'm so, I still get very excited by the fact that I have 100 subscribers. It's very exciting. I'm glad that I have 100 subscribers, really. And I'm hoping that maybe sometime in the future, we can get it up to 200. That'll be amazing. Maybe one day 1,000. Wouldn't that be amazing? 1,000. Look at me talking about myself. I'm sorry. Okay. Aries, let's get this done. Okay. She's being mouthy today, as usual. Ma'am, can I do this reading, please? I'm just trying to get through it. Okay. All right, Aries, we're getting started. 13 minutes and 35 seconds. Whoa. Right off the bat, we have the Four of Pentacles, Aries. So there's some either actual financial instability, but more likely like just an insecurity around money or something physical. Wow. Okay, Aries. King of Pentacles, King of Wands, Seven of Cups. Okay, so it's an insecurity probably around your money, your financial situation, or a physical aspect of yourself when the Four of Pentacles comes up, okay? You either feel like you don't have enough time, enough energy, you feel like you don't have enough money, enough physical attractiveness, whatever standard you're going by. I'm going to be honest, whatever physical attractiveness standards you're going by is probably wrong. You should probably just create your own standard because every body is different, okay? That's just my personal opinion. Just letting you know. That's my personal opinion. That's not the cards. That's me. Okay. But yeah, Four of Pentacles. So that's something that you're going to be dealing with in the month of September, is that feeling of kind of insecurity and grasping at what you have. And it's going to be different for everybody. You know, just take it how it vibes. And then the King of Pentacles tells me that you probably financially, even if you're feeling insecure, you're going actually to be just fine. You'll be just fine. You minimum know how to manage your money. You value hard work and you're willing to do hard work. And that's good. And King of Wands, the King of Wands is someone who loves to make people smile, likes to make people laugh, maybe can be a little promiscuous. This is an interesting combination. This is a very like fatherly combination here with the King of Pentacles and the King of Wands. So some of us might be dealing with some father energy, some dealing with relationships with fathers in the month of September. But yeah, so the King of Wands is kind of a creative and passionate individual. So you could be getting a little creative in the month of September. Finding creative ways to make money is something I just heard. The Seven of Cups here, by the way, that talks about your intuition, but it talks about kind of illusions of the intuition and possibly being misled by your intuition. Or it can be having a lot of options and not knowing, like indecision. It can be indecision, but it's indecision caused by, like, for example, the Four of Cups is indecision caused by a dissatisfaction with the options. The Seven of Cups is indecision because you're really not sure what kind of options you have. You know, like, I don't know what's in that cup or that cup or that cup. I can't really tell, so I don't know which one I should choose, you know? So I just heard an abundance of options. So it's like you have a lot of options and you don't know which one is the good one, the right one, you know, because you can't see inside the cups, if that makes any sense. Let's find out a little bit more about this Seven of Cups energy. 10 of Cups. Oh, 10 of Cups. So this has something to do with your intuition leading you towards your ultimate happiness, okay? So in September, you're feeling like you have to make a decision that is going to lead to your ultimate happiness. Why you gotta be so dramatic, Aries? Oh my goodness. Listen, you don't have to do everything off of intuition. What's the best way to soothe the intuitive sense in this? The Three of Cups. Okay, so relationships. Build up your relationships with friends and family. That's what the Three of Cups tells me. Ignore emotional romantic relationships and just focus on friends and family. Like that's your goal in September, Aries. Focus on friends and family. Stop being so dramatic. If you focus on your friends and your family, and these are all cups, okay? So this is obviously that you need to focus on using your intuition to improve your relationships with friends and family, and you need to stop worrying so much about romance. That's like a very specific message that I'm getting for a very specific person, but in general, in a very general sense. Well, no, it could apply to a few people, but I'm just saying, in a general sense, your intuition is giving you a bunch of options, and really what you need to do is you need to take the time to get to know the options, essentially, and focus mainly on your long-lasting relationships. Focus on longevity and teamwork and reciprocity in relationships. That is what your intuitive sense needs to do right now. Is focus on family relationships, because that's what the Three of Cups is. It's like family relationships and friendships, things like that. So, and for me, it shows me that like your intuitive sense is doing the heavy lifting in the relationships, you know? Okay, so now that we've talked about those cups, I'm tired of those cups. So that's that. Okay, you're being a little dramatic. You feel like you're making a very big decision, but in reality, you just gotta rebuild relationships with friends and family, honestly. And that's what's going to lead to that 10 of Cups, that like ultimate happiness. So you got to stop worrying so much. Relax. Your intuition isn't going to steer you wrong. You just got to take your time and listen to it. All right, King of Pentacles, King of Wands. Let's talk about these. What's going on here? Tell us about these two kings. What's bringing them to the table? Let's bring in the kings to the table. The Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so this has something to do with your work in September, the way you might be making money in September, Aries. The way you might be making money or doing work in September. You're going to be using a talent that you have, and you're going to be using it creatively in order to, or you're using it in a way that is kind of unexpected. Okay, so it's like you're using a talent in a way that is unexpected, but it's like small, unexpected and small. It's like you get a small gig or a small regular side job that has to do with your talent. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. It's like you find a side hustle that allows you to use your talent and make a little bit of money. Does that make sense? Because that's the sense that I'm getting here in the month of September. So work on family relationships, work on a side hustle that has something to do with your talent and or a creative thing that you want to pursue. Make sure it's structured. Like, give it structure. Don't let it be all willy-nilly whenever you want. Make sure it's like every week on this day at this time, I do this for this many hours. You know, that's the kind of thing I'm getting. Like, whatever it is that you want to do that has to do with like expressing your talents and making money off of them, it's going to start as a side hustle, and it's going to start with the small, like once a week I stop and I do this thing either for myself or for someone else. It's like a little side hustle that you have. Okay. And all of that is going to help you relieve this anxiety that you might have around your money. If it's an issue around your physical appearance, I recommend you seek therapy. I'm just saying. If it's an issue around anything else, like really in general, you should just seek therapy. So as usual, I'm just going to put some stuff down below, you know, just saying. I'm just saying, you know, talk space is pretty good. I'm just saying. Okay. So that's the things. That's everything. Bottom of the deck, real quick. Hierophant. The bottom of the deck is the Hierophant. So spirituality might help you along on this. Oh, but on the top of the deck, we have the Devil. Bad habits. Bad habits will hold you back, my friends. So whatever it is that is a bad habit that you have, an addiction, just a thing that you do maybe that is not very beneficial, you probably should not do it anymore. So that's my recommendation for you, Aries. Focus on your spirituality to keep you away from bad habits. If you don't well, I don't know why you'd be watching this video if you don't have a spirituality, so I'm not even, but if you don't have a current spirituality, like an official spirituality, I recommend you do a little bit of research and kind of, you know, since you have a lot of pentacles, I don't know. I'm just talking. I'm sorry. Okay, well, that's your reading, Aries. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you still being here. I hope you have a wonderful September, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. My Leo friends, it's good to see you. Come in and have a seat. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so glad you're here. So let's begin. Let's get started. I have my Universal Rider-Waite Tarot out. They're ready to go. Okay. And let's find out what September holds for Leo. Wow. Okay, we have a little pile come out real quick already. Oh, but already we have the Sun and the Hermit. So isolation in the month of September, that's pretty obvious, okay? We have the Sun, so that's good things and possibly things being illuminated. And with the Hermit, since the Hermit has that lantern, it's possibly that things will be illuminated by your isolation in the month of September. Okay, we also have the Queen of Cups. She keeps coming up. She's been coming up a lot for a lot of signs. So that's not to say that you're not special. I'm just saying, Leo. Don't mean to hurt your pride there. Sorry. That was an unintentional joke, and I was laughing at myself, so I apologize. Anyway, Leo, so we have the Queen of Cups here. That means your intuition is definitely working its magic in the month of September. But remember that the Queen of Cups can be a little bit scatterbrained. She could tend to be kind of off in la la land rather than grounded in real life. So your isolation could cause you to daydream a little bit more in September, just let you know. We also have the Page of Swords, who is a messenger between the worlds, essentially. So this could be an expansion of your intuitive sense or an expansion of your mental powers. We have the Knight of Wands, Death, and the Two of Swords. Ooh, okay, let's talk about this Two of Swords in a minute. First, let's talk about the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is a lot of forward momentum, a lot of passion. You're definitely feeling very confident in the month of September, but I don't know why that would be any different from any other time, Leo. So Feeling confident in the month of September, Leo, that's good. Your mental powers could be expanding. You may be improving your intuitive sense very much due to your isolation in the month of September. One obstacle that you may face here, you have a big decision around a change that you seem to be avoiding or feel like you can't decide. So let's get some clarification about that Two of Swords. What's going on with this Two of Swords energy in September for Leo? What's going on? Whoa! 10 of Wands. So you have an emotional burden that is weighing on your mind. You have a decision to make about this emotional burden that has to do with, do I lay it down now or do I continue carrying it until I get to the house? Am I going to collapse before I get there? I don't know. Okay, so that's the feeling I'm getting here. Okay. All right. So it's a big change. It could be that it's a scary shift for you to lay down the emotional burden. And we have the moon here on the bottom of the deck and the sun here already out. So the Three of Wands, dude, this one's been coming up a lot too. So it feels like a lot of people have been doing a lot of emotional work this year. And in September, we're kind of in this space where we're waiting for something to happen, rather than choosing to make decisions. But your Knight of Wands energy in the month of September, coupled with this Queen of Cups energy, could... So what it can do is make you kind of ignore your responsibilities in the month of September. If you choose not to make a decision about whatever this emotional burden is, if you choose to just kind of continue ignoring it and being like, well, I've done my work, so I don't really need to, I'm just gonna carry it. I'll be fine. I'll just carry it. I'll just carry it. No. Oh, no, my friend. You see this person. He only has 3 wands and he is unencumbered. All right. So I'm thinking, hold on. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, and the Magician. Okay. So I'm thinking, and the Judgment on the bottom of the deck, and on the top of the deck, King of Pentacles. So, all right, I'm thinking you already have everything you need to progress properly. Whatever this emotional burden is that is weighing you down right now, maybe it's that you're afraid to be alone. Maybe, yeah, that's what I'm getting, is that maybe you're afraid to be alone. You feel like you're not capable of being successful by yourself, but you're passionate about going on this path and you really want to make progress. You feel like it very much feels like you want to move forward. There is a lot of passion and desire to move forward, and there's like a knowledge in you of like how successful you could be. Like, you're aware of how successful you could be if you were willing to just board that ship and go. But it's like you're holding yourself back because you're so used to carrying this burden. What an irrational reason to stay where you're at. But that could be, excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me. I'm trying to give Leo a reading. So that could be a result of trauma. Okay. But here we have Judgment, like I said. So that's a rebirth. Okay. This isolation, this time alone could lead to a rebirth, which ultimately ends up in this like King of Pentacles Magician energy, which is like, you're a powerhouse. Essentially, you have all of the knowledge and tools that you need. You are financially abundant because of your own hard work. Like, you're going to feel daydreamy because you want to be somewhere else in September. But Leo, if you just lay down this burden that is holding you back, if you just make this decision and make this change, I'm telling you, you already know how successful you'll be. You're just where you're comfortable. Even though it's uncomfortable, you're so comfortable with being uncomfortable at this point that you're not willing to isolate yourself and make that change that you know you need to make in order to grow in the way you need to grow. And so your intuition is growing past you, and you're like, no, I'm not going to do the thing that my intuition is telling me I should do. Instead, I'm just going to daydream about doing the thing and the results of doing the thing rather than actually doing the thing. Listen here. If you are willing to do hard work, because the King of Pentacles didn't get there through his talents and through his rich daddy or anything like that. The King of Pentacles worked his butt up. He worked his robot off. He worked his butt off from the bottom to the top. Okay. That's the King of Pentacles. He values community, family, and hard work. Okay. So you need to make the decision to put in the work. You need to make the decision to lay down whatever this unnecessary burden is also. And until you make that decision, you're just going to end up daydreaming about the wonderful results you could get from this thing, this decision you would make, and this work that you would do. But until you actually make that decision, nothing's going to actually happen. So my friend, you need to actually we got to actually do the work. You can't just daydream about it. You have to actually hunker down and do the work. Okay. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that you're a bad person. I'm not saying that you're lazy. I'm not saying any of that. That's not at all what I'm saying. I am saying that there is something that you could do. You're just choosing not to. So maybe you should choose to do it. And then things would be wonderful. I'm just saying. You have a decision to make in September, and I told you the results of both of your decisions. Now you got to choose. Okay, so I hope you have a wonderful, did I say December? I meant September. I hope you have a wonderful September, Leo. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Okie dokie, Sagittarius, are you ready? I'm ready. I've got my fairy tarot here, ready to go. I'm just gonna shuffle them real quick and get you some answers, figure out what's going on for you in September. Who's excited for this reading? I'm excited, Sagittarius. So fairies, what's going on for Sagittarius in September? What messages do you have for Sagittarius in September? Okay, so we have the Seven of Autumn. Have patience and don't worry. Take time to rest and plan your next steps. A prudent investment of time or money. Okay, so the Seven of Autumn is like waiting for the crop to ripen, essentially, yes, you've done some work and now you have to be patient for that work to pay off, essentially. It's like you've already made the investment or you're about to make an investment and it's going to pay off soon, but September is a time to have patience, life experience, let go of belief systems that no longer work for you, an important life-changing event, a situation that leads to significant opportunities. So in the month of September, my friends, you may experience something new. You may experience something that changes your views about life. That's interesting. That is interesting. All right, let's get some clarification on the Seven of Autumn. Tell us about this investment that Sagittarius needs to make. Tell us about this investment and payoff for Sagittarius in September. Okay, so as far as your investment and payoff, we have the Four of Summer, the Four of Autumn, the Five of Autumn, and the Prince of Autumn. Okay, a lot of autumn cards. So, Four of Summer, being dissatisfied and failing to see a magical opportunity, taking someone or something for granted, discontentment with life. So, you're starting off in a place where you maybe aren't very satisfied with what's going on. So, you may have not made this investment yet, or you may have already made this investment and you're feeling unsatisfied by the result you've gotten so far. Four of Autumn. Manage your resources wisely. Achieve a balance in how you spend and save money. Help out those who are less fortunate. Five of Autumn. Reach out to others for assistance. Poor timing for a career change. Feeling challenged by money issues. And the Prince of Autumn. Dependable, protective, chivalrous, humorous. Cautious, but wise action. meticulous attention to detail, kindness to others. Okay, we keep getting this message of helping other people. So perhaps, Sagittarius, you need to make an investment in someone else. That's interesting. You need to invest in someone else. If you happen to have a whole lot of money and you're dissatisfied with how that money is making you feel, perhaps you need to invest in somebody. But for real, though, I'm getting the sense that you need to, it's not necessarily money. It could be time. It could be that you're dissatisfied with your relationships and you need to put more time and effort into those relationships, or you're dissatisfied with the results of a job that you have. And it's just that you need to put more time and effort into that job. Okay. But Sagittarius, ultimately, it looks like if you are willing to be patient with whatever investment you are making or are about to make, yeah. If you're willing to be patient with this investment, if you're willing to take your time with it and slowly move with it, if you're willing to do that, I think that you'll be able to come out on the other side of this feeling very good about yourself, having gained something more valuable than money. I mean, ultimately you'll make back your investment, whatever it is, but you're gonna gain something more valuable. I don't know what this investment could be. I have never been in a position where I can invest in somebody else that way. Well, I mean, that hasn't stopped me from emotionally investing in people, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, I'm just saying, remember to invest from your overflow. And if you're willing to put in the time and the effort and be patient with it, whatever this investment is, whether it be time, emotion, money, whatever, I think it's gonna pay off. I think it's gonna pay off well. This could be like a business investment. This could be like saving money or investing in something for your business. I have no idea. I'm going to be honest. This is a whole different world for me. It is completely outside of my realm of experience. But it feels very much like a business venture, business investment. That's very outside of my scope of experience. But that's what it feels like. It doesn't necessarily need to be that, but it feels like it's very much around your money. Perhaps it is a nest egg, a retirement investment, something like that. But it feels very much like a money investment or a time investment or an energy investment. Okay. So that's that. Let's talk about this life experience. Tell us about this life experience card. What's going on in September for Sagittarius that could change their outlook on life? Oh my goodness gracious. Did y'all see that? The Empress keeps coming up. September, people are getting a sense of what is important as far as family and community. The Empress says, time to take action, the power of creativity, success that allows for a life of luxury. What? Queen of Autumn, be practical with respect to how you proceed, the ability to make anything more beautiful, meeting someone who can help your dreams come true. Ooh, that's exciting. Look at these queens. They are lavish. The King of Winter, knowledgeable, experienced, fair-minded, unemotional. Get advice from someone professional and objective, public speaking, unemotional relationships. Six of Spring, wonderful news is on its way. Smart choices that bring rewards, success, and public recognition. The Nine of Spring, protect the fruits of your labors. Prepare for possible challenges that lie ahead. Environmental conversation. Okay. So there's a few different messages happening here, but ultimately what I'm getting is there is a person, probably, who could be coming into your life, or this investment is going to pay off. And when it does, my friend, if it was an investment of money or time on your part, as far as like taking the time to put in the effort to build up your business, it's like all of a sudden, whoosh, it's like all of a sudden all of the money. That's what it feels like if this is like a business thing and you've been like taking the time and putting in the investment and being patient with your money as far as like and being smart with your money as far as like your business and like where you put your money into to support your business. It does feel like all of a sudden Sagittarius, like an explosion of success. As long as you are smart with your investments. That's like the key here in September. You need to be smart with your investments. You need to be smart with the details, those little details of where you put your money and for how long and with who, like you need to pay attention to the details when it comes to like your money and your time and your energy in the month of September. But ultimately, if you pay attention to those details, you'll know the right moves to make. And the moves that you do make, if you're investing wisely, if you're paying attention to those details and thinking about the future, like the long term, the longevity of your business, dude, things are going to be amazing for you in September. Like, it's like all of a sudden, all of this success. This could be monetary success. This could be just like becoming more popular on social media or something. I don't know what form this success is going to take. It feels very monetary because of all these kings and queens and how brightly they're dressed in the 6th of spring. And because of all this, like over here about money, like you're going to be in a position where you have the ability to give to others and you need to take advantage of that. Like you work hard and get yourself up to a place where you are in a position to lift up others, and you need to take advantage of that time of that time. You need to take advantage of that period of time where you have that success, and you need to lift someone else up that can help increase your success and bring their success up. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? Like this feels very much like you all of a sudden become rich. And so you're like, okay, person, I'm going to help you because you're my friend or because I believe in your business. And I'm going to help you increase your business because I all of a sudden am so popular and we're going to help each other. Does that make sense? Does that make sense at all? I hope that makes some sense because that's what it feels like. It feels very much like two businesses helping each other. Like one gets really popular and another one lifts the other up. Now, this could be social. This could be something else, but it feels very much business oriented. That's what I got for you, Sagittarius, for the month of September. I do hope that this has been helpful for you in the words. I do hope this has been helpful for you, Sagittarius, and I do hope to see you in the next one. Have a wonderful day.